The B word, balance, it's spoken of a lot in the world of well-being. Work-life balance, a healthy balanced diet, balancing your chakras, all these sorts of things. So balance is something we're told is good and that we need to achieve and have our life in balance, and then everything will be fine. So this is all good, but it's important to realize that in this sense, balance isn't a static state. If you look closely at somebody walking a high wire, if you look at their feet, you'll notice that their feet are constantly moving millimeters to this side and that side in order to maintain the balance on the high wire. And this is how balance actually works in life, It's a constant, excuse the pun, balancing act. It's constantly moving this way and that. So there are days when you feel in balance and everything's running smoothly and stuff just goes as it should, and that's all great. And there are days when you completely veer off dramatically and wobble all over the place. And that's also fine. It really is. Rather than it meaning that you're no good at achieving balance, it's just a sign that you need to make a little adjustment to get back into balance. It's that simple. And the reason to adopt this new understanding of balance as being a series of perpetual adjustments is simply that it will remove the negative emotions you have when you're out of balance. Let's say that you are on a health kick, you're eating healthily, and you end up eating a load of bickies one evening, too many biscuits or some cake or something, and then you feel out of balance with your intention to eat healthily. Now, if you then decide that's a really bad thing, if you decide to judge yourself and beat yourself up about the fact that you've eaten a load of bickies, you will then feel even more out of balance and more likely to do something like eat a load of chocolate after that. It's kind of like, oh hell, I've completely messed it up now. What's the point? So it's how you feel about being in or out of balance that's really important in determining your future behaviours, okay, and whether you'll actually achieve what you want. So to get back into balance, if you've then had the bickies and then the chocolate, you've not only got to try and get some positive feelings up again, you've then got 2 binges to account for, to make up for, rather than just the one. So I suggest, if this sort of thing happens to you in this example, if you've had a few bickies and then you just say to yourself, do you know what, I'm on a journey and I will get better at this. I've eaten some bickies and it's put me out of balance, and tomorrow I will restore this balance by eating healthily. And that way you've got your positive feelings back straight away, and you've only got the one binge to compensate for. So it's just much easier to accept that you're never in balance for more than a moment, and it's okay to be out of balance and just constantly adjust, because that's how life is. We have good times and bad days, good days and bad days, good times and bad times, and we have sometimes the same thing that we do, whether we're running the same workshop or getting to work in the same way, leaving the house at the same time. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes you're in balance, sometimes you're not. And usually all that's needed is to keep a positive mental attitude and just compensate, make a little move. I'm always banging on about how important it is for you to be kind to yourself, and this is a really good case in point. It's just easier to stay in balance if you accept it's a series of little adjustments and not a static state, and you can choose to feel fine about that.